Hello everybody, welcome back once again. I've got yet another Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions character guide for you. So this time we are talking about Cloud. I'll be honest, I think Cloud is Cloud is probably the most disappointing of all of the non-generic characters in the game. Because specifically I absolutely despise charge times for skills. And if you've seen some of my other character guides, I'm sure you have already heard me say that, but I do not like them. So, in order to make him usable, I just absolutely think that you have to have swiftness. I think that this is, this takes him from being absolute trash to semi-passable. So definitely get that. Obviously, this is from the Time Mage. And we're going to, shorten charge time. So, again, absolutely grab that. Now, I think Cloud works best as Geomancer. It just synergizes really, really well. Not perfectly well, because swiftness doesn't actually help in the Geomancer job, but the Geomancer job itself has, obviously we can equip swords, and we need the Materia Blade, which is another reason why Cloud gets held back, I think. Is because you have to equip that Materia Blade in order to use your limit abilities. So that said, we can't use equip swords to give him swords in a black mage job, right? That would be another really, really decent option, but I just think that you have to have swiftness. So again, in order, I feel like anyway, to make Cloud usable, you need to use swiftness, and you're stuck using the Materia Blade. So I think that this is the best route to go, because also we can use shields, and then light hats, also robes. I'll discuss this stuff more when we get back out to the main menu screen, and we can take a look at his soldier job. But again, I think that he works the best as a Geomancer. Now, keep in mind, Cloud always starts at level 1, which also, it's questionable whether or not you want to mess around with him, right? Because by the time you get him, you're in Chapter 4, and to have a character join at level 1 is not so great. Now, that said, it didn't bother me that much because I wanted to level him from the... I should say, I wanted to level basically all of my non-generics from level 1 up, and specifically because I like the ninja, or leveling as a ninja, because of the way that the stats work in this game. So again, that didn't bother me as much, but yeah, that can be tough, right? To make him usable again at Chapter 4 is tough, right? You've already spent a ton of time with a bunch of other characters, so it's pretty tough to justify leveling him, in Chapter 4. So that said, all right, let's take a look at his skills. Let's just see here. Oops, I went out, and I should have gone back in here. So, as usual, unfortunately, with his soldier job, he does not get focus, which makes farming JP quite a bit more of an issue. But again, that's really the case for I guess all of what, 2 non-generics, right? Luso and Ramza. But anyways, all right. So Brave Slash, a limit skill that, by the way, okay, so we back up. Your damage with limits are based off of your M attack, and it's literally just M attack times ability power. So obviously, as you use more powerful limit breaks, they're going to do more damage. But again, the only thing that you can really change here is your M attack, which again is another reason why I think that the Geomancer is the best class for him. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit more later once we get back out to the menu, but. Brave Slash, a limit skill that slashes swiftly at the target, and this one is really quick. I'm actually gonna, let's move over here and just see here. Oops, I'm not gonna be able to reach this guy with this, but that's all right. All right, now we will. All right, let's act, limit, Brave Slash. If you notice here, look at this. Almost all of these limit breaks are down to turn 2. Which means, honestly, there's no reason to use Brave Slash when you're able to use, like, Finishing Touch with the same, or, during, they'll activate on the same turn. They're not technically the same speed, right, but they may as well be. So, Let's just see here. Brave Slash. Alright, so this will only do 136. I mean, that's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. You know, at this point in the game, we need to be probably hitting the 300-ish damage mark. So here is Cross Slash, again, a little bit slower limit skill that slices the target in a cross-cut pattern. So this one's going to do 204. Not, you know, better, a lot better. Blade Beam, a limit skill that inflicts damage commensurate with the damage the user has endured. Now, this is basically Vengeance, right? This is the same as, well, not the same as Vengeance, because Vengeance is instant cast. So this is a worse version of Vengeance, but this will do the amount of damage that you've taken. So if you can get Cloud to have a lot of health, you know, great. This is probably better if you're like a Dark Knight, or, well, actually probably Knight is even better, just a regular Knight, because you're gonna have all of the extra HP from the heavy armor, and you know, potentially you've got a little bit more to work with there as far as maximum HP. But also, though, you're still gonna need charge to make this, you know, fire a lot faster. So that's at least an interesting ability. Climb Hazard, a limit skill that inflicts damage commensurate with the damage the target has already suffered. So this one's interesting as well. So, you know, this is great for like bosses, right, that you've already put a bunch of damage into. Climb Hazard can really, you know, I mean, there are some bosses where you can hit 999 damage with this, right, if you've already done that much. But you know, interesting ability, but I don't know. I just this one, it's tough for me to say that this is bad, but it's tough to say that it's good, right? Because it's, you know, I guess if you half shot with somebody else, then you can finish the target off, right, with Cloud by using this. But and also very similar, right, in the way that Blade Beam works, whereas it's it does damage that's already been done, sort of, in a way. So anyways, all right, Meteor Rain, limit skill that inflicts damage by summoning a meteor out of the sky. So here we're at 340. Now we're looking pretty good. And again, the fact that this will execute at the same time as like a Brave Slash, because of swiftness, is actually pretty good. And again, that's why I think that Cloud is really only usable with that swiftness ability. Now here is where this gets really interesting. Limit skill and inflicts a variety of status effects. Finishing Touch is probably his best limit skill, honestly. For the time that it takes to charge, plus what it actually does, is pretty good. So let's get this thing executed, and we can just see kind of what we get here. Obviously, this I mean, what is it? It's Stop, KO, and I forget was it Petrify? I mean, that's a pretty brutal combination of status effects. Those are like the best ones in the game. Yeah, you could turn that guy right to stone. So, all right. Really, really, really good, in my opinion. Oh, we've got an archer. Oh, and Cloud apparently doesn't have it yet. Oh, he's pretty he's 94. I'm surprised that didn't trigger his invisibility. But, oh, that's how it goes sometimes. Oops. Alright, so let's do Finishing Touch again. And now here you can notice, just because I've moved, right, it's messing with our timing a little bit. So Climb Hazard and Meteor Rain are actually pushed down. So Finishing Touch is still usable though on a second turn. So, you know, kind of interesting how that all works. And again, I mean, just swiftness is just, you need to have this. If you don't do swiftness, there's just a KO. That's pretty good. If you don't have swiftness, you probably need somebody else assisting you in either, you know, slowing or stopping the target, because otherwise you're not going to be able to you know, land this stuff. Oh, look at that! The guy stepped right into the Finishing Touch. Boom, just like that. So, yeah, I mean, again, Finishing Touch is amazing. I would do like a Cherry Blossom, but it's not gonna finish in time if I'm solo anyway. And again, that's one ability that you probably need some assistance with, right? You need to stop the target or something and then start hitting it with that. But anyways, let's, oh, hang on, you know what, I need to go back into battle so that we can take a look at, yeah, let's just do that. It's gonna be because I need to look at the other skills anyway, and I can't do that outside of them in the menu. All right, let's just see here. See if I can kind of estimate where these guys will move. So let's do, whoops, limit. Omni Slash. Another ultimate, just as another ultimate skill. Speed is 7, range 3, radius 3, vertical 0. We'll just see if I can hit something with this. I probably won't be able to, but we'll just take a guess. Yeah, that might hit that guy. Otherwise, I need to stop something or see if I can get something to stop with finishing touch first. Let's move back a bit more. There we go. Okay, so I actually got. Oh, dang it! I thought I hit that guy. Okay, well, let's try this one more time here. If I go like right in here. Oops. Do I want to move here? No. Yep, gonna miss again. Yeah, they're just not quite close enough, and they don't want to move into range quite yet, so let's that'll work. They'll probably run into range now. Yeah. Or maybe not. He'll keep this guy will come up on the side. Yeah, there we go. And then probably this other guy will try to hit me from the front. But we'll see. If Cloud can even live that long. Oh, no. And he's going to run away because I went invisible. Jesus. Okay, well, this is the problem here. Again, and I mentioned this earlier. It's tough to land this stuff if you're not being assisted by another one of your characters, right? We're just not able to land things in a good amount of time. And of course, now he walks up. I really want to get one of these guys stopped so that I can, you know, land something. Yeah, it's just not working. All right. Anyways, all right. So like I said, you know, Omni Slash, it's pretty strong. Now here though, look at this. There's no reason to use this, right? Because Cherry Blossom is going to execute at the same amount of time. But, oh, I can't get him targeted though either. Okay, well. Let me just see if I can see. Nope, I can't target him from here. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move up just so that you can see his damage. I'm not going to be able to execute this with him alone. Maybe if I would have... Actually, you know what? I probably could have done it if I would have used Geomancer and got him stopped. But now that I've moved, I've kind of boned myself, so... we're just not going to be able to do that. But anyways, let's at least see the damage. So 510 on Omni Slash, that's pretty good. And then Cherry Blossom is 714. Jesus, that's nuts. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here... Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to take a save state here, and just for the fact that I want to see the damage from Cherry Blossom, I'm going to keep doing this until I land a stop. I know this is cheesy, but... Excuse me. Jesus. Yeah, we're not having any luck here either. Allegedly, this is 25%. How is that possible? There it is. Jesus. I mean, that is wild. That took way too long. Alright, so let's do Cherry Blossom. I just wanted to see this because it looks pretty cool. But yeah, again, you know, realistically, you're going to need either the geomancy skill itself or somebody assisting you to stop these enemies in order to actually get these off, which is which is honestly why Omni Slash and Cherry Blossom are really not that usable, right? I think finishing touch is like by far his best ability. So yeah, so that's that. All right, so let's take a look at equipment now. Obviously, again, if you want to use limit, you have to have the Materia Blade. I equipped the Aegis Shield here because this gives us magic attack +1. Yeah, I like that shield. Now, if you're relying more on finishing touch, you actually don't need Aegis Shield because you just don't need to. You're not actually dealing damage with finishing touch, so the one extra magic isn't necessary. Kind of the same thing goes with the brass coronet here. This one adds magic +3. So again, if you're using the limits that are going to actually deal damage, the brass coronet is great. There's some other options here as well if you don't have these. I think these are, War of the Lions specific, and I don't know, probably like Rendezvous or Melee. Akasha Hat is always a good option as well, but that's, just because it's going to add the +2 to speed. That's not going to help you land your charge type skills more, right? And you'll lose a little bit of damage on those, direct damage type skills. But Lambent Hat is an interesting option as well. +1 magic and +1 speed, so kind of a little bit of both stats, right? That would be good for him. But also, we don't need the all this excess magic from the brass coronet. Because we're not actually casting any spells with him. But again, Lambent Hat is actually a pretty decent option as well. And there's nothing else that's really that noteworthy, right? You're gonna have like headbands for +2 attack. Celebrant Miter I think gives you 1 magic, which again just there really isn't much else that's that good. Thief's Cap is gonna do another 2 speed for you, but you won't get any extra damage for your limits out of that. Lordly Robe I kind of like for the fact that it gives us obviously +2 physical, +1 magic, and then equip Protecting Shell. I really like this for the Protecting Shell. The 2 physical, 1 magic isn't that amazing, but it's something. You've got other options as well. I guess Brave Suit you can do re-raise regen as well, but you'll lose that. You'll lose the physical attack and the magic attack from that. So I think the Lordly Robe is still better. But yeah, that's about it. There isn't really much else that's noteworthy to talk about for his equipment options. And then you need Brigand's Gloves. There's really no way around this because we can't dual wield, so we can't get an Excalibur, right? Or even a Moonblade. A Moonblade would work as well for haste, right? If we could do that, but we need swiftness. Otherwise, his skill set is just not usable. So that leaves you with the Brigand's Gloves last, right, for that haste. So this is my preferred setup. Again, you can probably make some tweaks here and there depending on whether you want to actually use the limit breaks for damage. And if you don't, you've got more options as far as shields, right? We could go with a way better shield like the I guess like the Reverie Shield here, or whatever. Some of the better shields like a Scutcheon, right? And then same with the helmet. And honestly, I think that's actually probably better, right? To go with like the Akasha Hat or the Thief Hat, just for the extra speed. And then just rely on finishing touch to basically do everything, and then not even worry about that. And again, you can then swap out your Lordly Robe for like a Brave Suit, which I think is just better, right? We'll get the re-raise regen. We won't have the Protector Shell, but I think re-raise is probably a little bit better. You'll also get the regen from this. So honestly, this is probably the better setup. And again, with this specific setup, you want to go or you want to stick to finishing touch and just not even bother trying to get that much damage out of some of the other limit breaks. So this is my setup. I would say the only other option that's maybe sort of useful is Soldier. So we'll take a look here at his equipment as Soldier. Again, though, you just can't equip the, you gotta stick with Swiftness, so we can't dual wield. So again, that just really limits our options, unfortunately. He also can't equip a shield. Now, also, we can't use the Moonblade, because again, we need to have that Materia Blade equipped so that we can use those limit skills in the first place. Akasha Hat's probably, you can do Akasha Hat again, otherwise it's the Brass Coronet, right? That's the only other real viable option. Again, and this is going to depend on what you want to do. Do you want to do more damage with your limits, or do you want to stick to finishing touches? I would say stick to finishing touch. Brave Suit, again, another, pretty good option. I don't know, Mirage Vest is kind of meh. Ninja Gear, he does have a lot more HP in this setup as well. But again, you lose the shield, so and you do need to have the Brigand's gloves. I just think that there's no real question about that. I thought about maybe doing like Knight and dual wielding, right? Because then at least we could get a Chaos Blade in there, but unfortunately that's not going to increase the damage of his limits. His limits are just magic attack times ability power. So and same with kind of the Dark Knight, right? Like you could go Dark Knight and have a Chaos Blade, and you could do like dual wield, but with Excalibur, but then you lose Swiftness. So I just don't think those are viable options for Cloud. The other thing with Cloud's Soldier job is you can actually use like the ribbon, but and now, honestly, this isn't a bad option though either. Yeah, we're gonna lose the +2 speed, but we're gonna get all kinds of status, resistance, which is nice. Whether or not it's needed is really I guess your choice, but or preference. But yeah, I don't know. I would still say that Geomancer is his best setup, again, because it gives you a shield. You can still use the Materia Blade. You won't be able to use the ribbon, which I think it's questionable whether or not that's that important. I would say Brave Suit is really good on him. Otherwise, you could go that Lordly Robe, right? Get the Protect Shell and a little bit of extra damage. And then you're stuck, though, with Brigand's Gloves. You have to have Brigand's Gloves with Cloud. Otherwise, you're not able to get haste. So that is my take on Cloud. Again, it takes a lot of work. It's a real shame. I typically don't like him because of the charge times, but you can at least make him usable with the Swiftness ability. The last thing I do want to say, obviously, though, is I like Vanish. Again, I like this for, everything. You could do some other stuff, like, I don't know, like maybe, like Critical Quick, maybe? That might be okay. Oh, no, that's not really going to help him, though. Yeah, I don't know. I would just say stick to Vanish. Again, kind of personal preference stuff with this, but I do think Vanish is really good. And then obviously, again, you can't make Cloud usable without Swiftness, so get that on him. And then I go Movement +3, as I always do. So that is my take for Cloud. Again, hopefully this was helpful. Some of it is personal preference, but I think that it's wisest to stick to Finishing Touch. Give yourself a bunch of speed and obviously equip Swiftness. So that is all I've got for this one. As always, I hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.